I play a lot of games on my tablet, right? And I say that tablet is always good because the enemies are just bigger. It's easier to hit your shots.
Correct.
It's easier to do anything, honestly.
But the one bad thing about the tablet is you've got a lot of travel room for your finger, right?
That
Which is exactly why the Z44 is perfect. It's the perfect world between a large screen and a mobile phone.
I wonder if you can condense it to half a screen. I'm
You
thinking,
can.
You
Because
can?
when you fold, it's got 3 screens, bro. When you flip it open, then you see that square screen, which is wide. But when you close it, the front screen it's
Here's
flat.
a
It's
wild
third
thought.
one.
What if you unfold it and you see the map, and when you don't want to look at the map, you just... Actually, it doesn't work. Never mind. It doesn't make sense in game design. No. Doesn't work at all. Farang runs into First Raiders and actually gets 2 knocked.
Yeah.
Too bad doing all the work by himself.
And First Raiders aren't going to be too happy with this, but there is still a possibility of surviving unless, of course, they jump right into the fray of the battle and they bite the dust. I did not expect First Raiders to do that, but I guess when you are flanked from both the left and right hand side, Farang did have that advantage and they felt like they really needed to take that fight. And unfortunately for First Raiders, they will be the first ones to bite the dust.
Seeing the double revolver just reminded me of something. So Heavy is the only team that consistently chooses the double revolver as their sidearm, which is pretty interesting, right? Because normally teams go for the charge buster, you know, the shotgun, but then you have Heavy who just goes double revolver, and they get headshots from long range. That is the craziest part. I do not know how they do it, but you know, Heavy is something else. This team led by Buffalo is something else.
Well, let's see if or not the Buffalo Soldier can lead his team all the way into that final circle this time around instead of getting knocked out a little bit too early. MDH is going to have a field day if Expand rotates in towards their compound. They do have a vending machine there to purchase a little bit of those stealthier armor, and they also have a revival point in case any of their battles do go south. But for the time being, it's just multiple houses, multiple locations within this area for them to loot up.
And we saw a bit of a fight between KOG and VGM. It seems like it's VGM that is trying to push into Ski Lodge to get those early knocks, but so far they were not able to flush out Oscar just yet. Maybe doubling up is gonna work. Oh, Manta getting ambushed a bit. But the clips though, he unloads the full clip, doesn't get any knock, and ends up getting taken out by Oscar. He needs help and he needs it right now. VGM showing up to the scene, and KOG, they also are waiting for backup to arrive. Oscar gets traded back. Darklop turns the corner, tries to go for the swing against Kevin. Both run out of the bullets, but it's Darklop that ends up getting the takedown. KOG not able to hold off this assault.
Yeah, fantastic play by Darklop. Just makes use of the campfire to top his health right back up, and it seems like King of Gamers have met their match. And V-Gaming, they just need to make sure Knight 77 is taken out of the equation here before he does complete this revival. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Nobody else is in or around Ski Lodge to stop him. And King of Gamers, just like that, are going to be right back in the match.
KOG just a bit too far to provide some backup, but you can see that Knight gets his teammates back, now escorts them to a safe spot, which was secured by Osaka himself. So there is a backup plan for KOG. But that means for VGM, they will have to wait just a bit longer to get their fallen teammate back. All in all, good start for VGM. And I'm surprised that Anxiety has switched the drop spot. They are now chasing after the high tier loot zone like they always do. They used to drop Moat House, but I think there was this one round where they were completely slaughtered when they left Moat House, and they realized that, okay, Sem9 likes to play that area. We're not going to contest with them. We're just going to move away and take the high tier loot zone.
That's a good decision. I mean, you shouldn't really fight Sem9 when they are truly at their best. But Farang, the kill leaders of this lobby at the moment, mainly because of that initial engagement against First Raiders. But Axis Esports doesn't even know of their presence. They're just making a beeline, looking for this next circle, looking for this next safe zone. And that just puts Farang right behind them to take this backstab. But Farang, spotting out Axis Esports, also notices that they have to look for a different defensive position. They circle around towards the wider area. I believe Golf Course is exactly where they want to land on into. But wait, are they moving outside of the circle? They are moving outside of the circle, aren't they?
Yeah, just at least for now, right? Going to Mount Villa to grab some supplies. Expand is dangerously close to Dewa though. But luckily for Expand, Dewa are huddled up in very, very tight and confined positions. They do have Rens kind of out there doing the scouting duty. Meanwhile, KOG, they have ran into Sem9. They actually just picked out some of the supplies, so they have to stay alive. Victory, a good flank from behind. Zen OP will be traded back. Unfortunately,
Whoa.
KOG with 3-man down as far as Sem9. Looking for the finisher. Might not be able to find it as the last member of KOG has slipped away into the night.
Yep. And it looks like Kevin77 has got a good opportunity to back away here. And he seems to have made a good push outside of the circle. But Sem9, they are on the hunt. They know there's yet another survivor. And Kevin has got this high ground advantage. But what can he do against two players at the very same time? Sem9, the Woodpecker in the hands of Raja, can do the damage that is most definitely required to take the final player of King of Gamers out of this equation here. But it seems like that is not going to be the focus. They slowly peel away.
Yeah, it's be happy with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Sem9 did travel a long distance to try and find that last guy, but it's fine. Flash, on the other hand, runs into Axis, and while Rap just mows down Yenbin, and Neptune is the one kind of taking a heap of damage. Flame also getting tagged up as well. But Axis, they need to get through this choke point. Yenbin gets brought back. See how they push through this.
Good shots out of Bloody. He just needs to connect yet another. AWM's going to do a lot of damage, but Time Turner pulled out this time round, and they will continue surviving. Team Flash doesn't walk away with anything here, but those players are moving straight into their compound. Axis wants a fight, and Team Flash is ready to give it to them.
And this fight has to end decisively because Farang is right behind. And Team Flash, they are already setting up the defenses. We see those multiple glue walls as Team Flash slowly peel away from the initial compound, letting Axis take up a lot of that space. And this is good news for Axis because they shouldn't even be allowed to get close to the building. But with Farang behind, this is going to turn bad real quick.
Initially, Farang was turning around, wanting to move away from Axis, but I guess one thing led to another, and they hear all of these gunshots and they want to play the third party. Axis is going to be in a lot of trouble if they stay on the outside. Just Boo alongside Spade. Flame 7 down on the ground. They bite him out instantaneously, and Axis now in a lot of trouble. Raf goes down as well. Bloody can get picked up here by Shin, and that's going to be Team Flash saved by Farang's interference.
Yeah, but Team Flash are also out in the open. This is just free pickings for Farang. Jesbo, he is just going to push forward to get all those free kills. Bayo does tag him with the grenade, but there's no finisher from Team Flash just yet. They need to somehow hold the fort, but that does not seem possible. The bonfire, they're all laid. Bayo, another nade! Second one, this time on the two members of Farang. Maybe Team Flash will have a chance at the back of Bayo's performance, but he needs the finisher, and so far, he cannot find any. Yanbin backs him up though. Spade goes in for the push, and that should be the nail in the coffin. Farang finding the third member of Team Flash, and Bayo is the last man alive.
Yep, Spade, smart move coming through from the guy. Makes sure he goes in and takes out the damage dealer. But Bio's still alive and kicking here. He's going to stay hidden as long as possible. But look at exactly where Farang's moving on to. That revival platform. They know, they smell something fishy, and Two Bad's moving on in to finish off the job. Bio's going to get spotted out. And Team Flash is not out yet.
Yeah, still one guy alive.
Who?
Oh, Shin, right? It got revived and flew right to the southern side of Brasilia, just in the nick of time.
Too good, man. Too good. This was just so well timed. And he's got a vending machine just beyond this next circle. He's going to be able to buy one player right back as an insurance policy and then move on forward towards that revival point as well to bring the full squad right back in. And Team Flash is still going to be a threat. Just when you thought that some of the underdogs are going to have a better chance with one of the top 6 getting taken down, Team Flash just holds on for their dear life.
Yeah, but they could not take a break. Cannot catch their breath at all. Game 1 was incredibly brutal. Game 2 moving in the same direction, but a bit worse. That they have lost 3 members and a lot of their... Actually, this is starting from ground zero again.
Yeah.
Shin has nothing in the tank. Farang so far doing an incredible job. I think close to 8, 9 eliminations last we saw. Expand moving a bit farther away from Dewa, but EXO is keeping an eye on their watchtower.
Expand. Opportunity to engage with Dewa and potentially take them out of the equation here. Dewa out in the open grounds, but they do have this slope to work around with, so they won't need to expend a lot of their blue walls as they engage with Expand. No pun intended. But they was not taking any pot shots just yet because of the defensive position held on here by Expand. But they haven't really spotted the other players on the side of Expand. Behind Axel, who are rotating around, and Team Flash, they just got back into the match. And they are potentially going to drop straight into the compound of Dewa. That's just free pickings.
Yeah, I believe Bayo also has a vehicle as well. But on the other side of the map is MDH against Anxiety. So far, Anxiety have lost 2 members. Toby needs to get his friend back up, but MDH says no. And that should be the final nail in the coffin for Anxiety. MDH doing a fantastic job. Kanoho only has a tree to keep him safe. This should be done and dusted for AXT.
I don't know what Anxiety has been doing on some of their off days, but they clearly have not been sharpening up their aims as well as their mechanical skills. I mean, they've just been suffering in terms of engagement. They've got one of the lowest number of kills out there on the battlefield. And it's just surprising looking at how this team used to shine in the past as one of the more aggressive ones.
But to be fair to AXT, you know, they hardly get to play on the regional international stage, right? It's always MSP.
Yeah.
The secondary example is, you know, AV Radicals, but that's pretty much it. Sem9 surviving that onslaught, at least for now. KOG is showing up to the party pretty soon, but MDH, they have Farang behind them. See if they're ready for this though. They have just kind of topped up their arsenal. This is a fight that they need to win.
We're gaming out in the 11th spot, and King of Gamers are right back in it, man. I mean, what a play by Knight earlier on, or Kevin was in, that brought the whole squad right back in. And unfortunately for Anxiety, this run does not continue. Expand, Farang, everybody being tortured by MDH as well as King of Gamers, as Dewa United gets put out of the equation by Heavy, who appear out of nowhere, and that was just an instantaneous elimination.
Yeah, Heavy finally showing up on the kill feed. That is something that you should be incredibly worried about, is when you see Heavy starting to get those knocks. Farang, they just lost Spade, but they have 12 eliminations so far. A lot of glue walls to work with. They do not need to rush this one, and Farang makes the call to go for that long rotation to completely avoid MDH, especially when they are on the low ground. MDH being really relentless with their fire though. They have just taken out Too Bad. Just will force to retaliate, but they might just receive some assistance from Heavy, who are shooting MDH from behind. Yep. Maybe Farang can take this chance to get away. Just Pu's glue walls get knocked down. Budai shows up from behind, backstab Stone Cry, and Heavy are just getting free kills.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And Heavy's gonna be the biggest winner here unless MDH can do something right now. And MDH doesn't turn around. Jesbu, can he steal this kill away? That glue wall is helping him out, but he runs out of bullets at the wrong time. Sem9 brings back their player. Heavy finds Jesbu. Farang gonna be in a lot of trouble now, as unfortunately for Farang, they don't really have much of those survival options left. MDH makes it into the circle, and it is gonna be Neru that flies on in as well, but it all depends on exactly where he positions himself. Right on the roof where Sem9 holds on to, and Don't Cry manages to hit Victory down onto the ground and take him out of the equation as well. Sem9, they're not doing all that too well because of MDH now. They try to take over the compound, and they're doing one hell of a job at that.
Yes, so close, yes, so far. Jemba was able to bring some of his teammates back, so Farang is still in the running. But MDH, they're doing a fantastic job of really just isolating these gunfights. Axac did this steal Xenopy away, but what matters the most for MDH is that they go farther into the circle. Unfortunately, the pass catches up. It's Buffalo, of all people, to take down Nero. And it's Buffalo that takes away Newbie. And Heavy, they are showing up to this fight, and they are ready to get the win.
You were point on when you said everybody better watch out for Heavy when they start picking up these frags, man, because they look like they are the heavy hitters of this lobby this time around. Access from around the corner. They're trying to deal with the final member of Farang, and I think that fight is going to start any time now, unless Heavy, of course, interferes. Meanwhile just needs to look down. Meanwhile, there's one guy right in front of you. Too Bad escapes. Meanwhile manages to take Spade out of the equation as well. Too Bad stays hidden. Meanwhile, can he spot him out? Yes, he does. Calls out his nonsense, goes in straight up for the fight. Meanwhile with an almost Punisher, and makes sure he sees that through as well. Too Bad bites the dust. 13 eliminations now for Heavy. They haven't beaten out Farang just yet, but they sure as hell are looking to eliminate them.
If Heavy doesn't get a booyah for this game, I will personally... I'll think about it later, but right now it's Axis against Heavy, and it seems like the numbers on the side of Axis are already starting to dwindle Wrath on the ground. Neptune needs to get some revenge shot, but you're challenging Buffalo, my guy. You gotta watch out. Buffalo does not mess around. Heavy does not mess around, and it's booyah for Heavy.
Oh, lovely Groza play there by Team Heavy. Buffalo with the 6 eliminations. He deserves that MVP title, but it was Tom XT for me in terms of how he played that assault rifle to perfection. Team Heavy started off a little soft, got heavy towards the mid part of the game, and the moment they started picking up all of those knocks and eliminations, you called it right, Husky. They were unstoppable.